Sophia, wait! XTERMIGATOR has found a clue. In the quiet corner of the church, there is an image with a peaceful face, a shining golden circle, and a book held close. XTERMIGATOR whispers, "Is this a secret code? Does the golden circle mean someone has a superpower? Curious. That is a wonderful question. Look closely, friends. What do you notice first? A face? A color? A hand? A book? Let's take one slow breath and begin our investigation, not to find magic, but to discover how an icon can help us remember the good news of God's love.
Γεια σας φίλοι μου, γεια σας my friends. Welcome to XTERMIGATOR Hellenic Kids, where faith, friendship, kindness, and adventure come together. I'm Sophia, and today XTERMIGATOR and our friends are setting out on another exciting adventure to discover something wonderful about our Orthodox Christian faith. Whether we're meeting a saint, exploring a Bible story, learning about one of our beautiful traditions, or discovering how we can show God's love to others, there is always something new to learn. And always remember, you are wonderfully created by God. You belong, and a disability is not an inability. It can be your greatest superpower. Ethemi, are you ready? Let's begin our adventure. XTERMIGATOR is still staring at the icon. Sophia, what is an icon? Is it just a painting? Well, an Orthodox icon is a sacred image. It may show Jesus Christ, the Mother of God, an angel, or a saint. It is not merely decoration, and it is not an ordinary picture chosen just because the colors look nice. An icon helps the church remember Christ, remember the holy people represented, and remember the stories of faithful love connected with them.
The wood, paint, lines, and colors are right there in front of us, but the icon points beyond those materials. When we see an icon of Christ, we remember Christ. When we see an icon of a saint, we remember that saint's faithfulness and ask for the saint's prayers. The image helps our attention toward God and toward the person represented. It is like a window for remembering, not a machine for making wishes.
XTERMIGATOR looks at the golden circle again. Then maybe I should search for the secret power-up. That would be an exciting game, but icons are not magical objects or lucky charms. A halo does not give someone a magical ability, and an icon does not make wishes come true. We show reverence because sacred images help us remember Christ and the saints. In a church, families may bow, make the sign of the cross, light a candle where appropriate, or offer a kiss to an icon according to their parish customs. We follow the guidance of our caregiver, priest, Sunday school teacher, or another trusted adult, and we always treat sacred objects gently.
Now, the investigation has a helpful rhythm. We notice what is there, we wonder what it may help us remember, then we connect that remembrance with the way we live. We do not need to solve everything in one glance. One careful detail can open a thoughtful question. Let's try it with the golden circle. We notice a halo, a circle of light, often shown around the head of Christ, the Mother of God, or a saint. We wonder what it may help us remember. It can remind us of holiness and the light of God. It is not a flashlight, and it is not saying that the person is glowing like a comic book hero. It is a visual way to help us think about a life turned toward God. Then we connect it to a question for our own lives. How can I share a little light with someone who feels lonely today? Maybe sharing light means sitting beside someone who is having a difficult morning. Maybe it means offering a kind word, including someone in a game, or listening without interrupting. It does not have to be dramatic. A small kindness can be a real beginning. The icon does not do the loving for us. It helps us remember the love we are called to practice. Here is another clue. Notice the hands. In some icons, Christ's hand is raised in blessing or teaching. In another image, a saint may hold a cross, a scroll, or a book. A gesture can help communicate welcome, blessing, teaching, or attention. A book can remind us of the gospel, the good news, and the wisdom we receive through Scripture and the life of the church.
XTERMIGATOR asks, so if I see a book, I know exactly what every line means? Not quite. We can notice the book and wonder what it may represent, but we should not pretend that every detail has one answer in every icon. Meanings can depend on the particular image, the person shown, and the tradition of the parish. That is why good investigators ask humble questions. A trusted priest, catechist, or Sunday school teacher can explain details specific to your church. Colors may offer another place to begin. Gold can suggest heavenly glory. Blue, red, green, white, and other colors may help tell a story or show something about clothing, a role, or a setting. But an icon is not a secret code machine where gold always means one thing and blue always means another. We can say, I noticed this color, and then ask, what might it help me remember here? Careful questions are better than rushed guesses.
You might also notice clothing, stars, a building, a tree, or the expression on a face. Some faces look peaceful. Some gestures look welcoming. Some details help us remember a story from the Bible or the life of a saint. We can listen to a description if we are not looking at the image ourselves. We can describe shapes, sounds, or feelings in words. We can draw something inspired by a virtue, or simply sit quietly and notice the peaceful atmosphere.
Every child can take part in a meaningful way. Some children enjoy looking closely. Some learn best by listening. Some like drawing or using words. Some prefer a quieter space or less sensory activity. You do not have to notice everything at once, and you do not have to touch an icon in order to learn from it. We can keep our hands gentle, ask a trusted adult for help, and participate in ways that are safe and comfortable.
A child might stand, sit, listen, use a mobility device, communicate with signs, or need a quiet moment. These differences do not make anyone less welcome. God knows each child completely, and the church is called to make room for every child with love and care. An icon can invite us to remember a saint, but no child has to look, move, speak, or learn in exactly the same way as another child. Let's return to the face XTERMIGATOR noticed. A peaceful expression might make us think of patience. Patience does not mean pretending that hard things are easy. It can mean taking one small breath before answering, asking for help, or trying again after a mistake. A welcoming gesture might remind us of kindness. A saint who served others might inspire courage. A story of forgiveness might help us choose a loving next step after someone hurts our feelings. Here's my own example. I notice a gospel book. I wonder what good news it helps me remember. Then I connect it to truthfulness. This week, if I make a mistake, I can tell the truth kindly instead of hiding it. I can say, I made a mistake and I want to make it right. The image does not make that choice for me. Remembering the good news can give me courage to make the choice. Now, choose a small kindness mission for your own day. You might thank someone, help with a simple task, listen carefully, include someone in a game, or give a little extra patience. You do not need to make a big announcement. Quiet kindness still matters. You could say a short prayer such as, Lord, help me notice who needs love, and give me courage to help. If you have questions about prayer or church customs, ask a trusted adult to guide you. Let's solve the family icon code together. With a caregiver, choose one icon in your home or parish. You do not need to take a photograph or post anything online. First, notice one detail. It might be a halo, a hand, a book, a color, a star, or a peaceful expression. Next, wonder what that detail may help you remember. Finally, connect it to one virtue. Could it be patience, compassion, courage, forgiveness, honesty, or love? You can write your thought, draw it, describe it aloud, use another way to communicate, or keep it quietly in your mind. Then ask a trusted priest, catechist, Sunday school teacher, or caregiver one question about what you noticed. You might ask, Why is this person holding that book? Or, what does this gesture help us remember? The best investigators know when to look, when to wonder, and when to ask someone with more experience. At the beginning, the icon looked mysterious to XTERMIGATOR. Now we know we do not have to crack a magic code. We can look carefully, listen thoughtfully, ask humbly, and let the image point us toward Christ, the saints, and lives shaped by faithful love. Then we carry that remembrance into the world through one patient choice, one courageous choice, one forgiving choice, or one kind action. If you enjoyed this adventure, share the episode with a caregiver, family member, Sunday school group, or friend who would enjoy learning with you. Ask an adult to help you share it safely without posting children's private information online. And when you practice your chosen virtue, remember that you are not trying to become exactly like someone else. God created you with your own gifts, your own way of learning, and your own purpose. Every child has gifts. Every child has purpose. Every child belongs. A disability is not an inability. What an adventure, friends! I'm Sophia, and I'm so glad you joined XTERMIGATOR and all of us today. As you go into your week, remember what we discovered. Faith isn't only something we learn about, it's something we live through kindness, courage, prayer, friendship, forgiveness, and love. Never forget that God created each of us with different gifts, and there is a place for every child in His church. Until our next adventure, keep asking questions, keep helping others, keep growing in faith, and keep being wonderfully you. From all of us at XTERMIGATOR Hellenic Kids, O Theos Mazisas, may God be with you. Teleme Sintoma. See you soon.
The journey doesn't stop when the sun starts to set. There's a kindness to carry